Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Supreme Warrior Strength Super Gogeta and how he does after his Super Extreme Z Awakening. Now, Supreme Warrior Super Gogeta is a all types key plus 3 HP attacking defense is 77% lead. He causes immense damage to the enemy and lowers attack and defense. He has key plus 2, attack and defense of 200%, attacks are effective against all types, high chance of forming a crit, and launching an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super. When he is attacking, he has 100% attack and defense, and when he is the second or third attack or unit to obtain key spheres in a turn, he launches an additional super attack, or allies get key plus 2, and attack of 40% when he does so. For every rainbow key sphere obtained, he will get attack and defense of 50% and a crit chance of 10%. For every attack performed, he gets 50% defense up to 200% and damage reduction of 10% within the turn up to 30%. When there is a super class enemy, he will have 77% attack and a great chance of guarding all attacks. And when there is an extreme class enemy, he'll have attack and defense of 77%, guaranteed critical hits and guarding all attacks. So a very big difference in his performance between super and extreme. Being a super unit generally means Gogeta is not going to perform nearly as good as he would against an extreme unit. In terms of link skills, Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Prepare for Battle, Over in a Flash, Fused Fighter, and Fierce Battle are his links. In terms of equipment, Additional and Evasion are going to be the best bet. Defensive gear is also very helpful. The big thing with Gogeta, honestly, is that he also has his character exclusive orbs from the anniversary event. The thing is, you should prioritize mainly additionals just because of how it helps with his damage reduction, but also to augment his offense, because he actually doesn't hit super duper high attack stats. He hits great attack stats, just nothing like what we've seen like Buhan, for example, hit. Gogeta hits great attack stats, but he can fire a lot of supers. He has a high chance from his base. He has an additional super attack as a second or third person to obtain key spheres. Then he has one from his actual supers, and then he has one from his hidden potential system. So there's 4 super attacks in total there, and what that means is a lot of damage, especially if it's against extreme units where he can guarantee those crits. Two big things for Gogeta that I think make him inconsistent in inverted commas. He is heavily reliant on rainbow key spheres for a lot of offense. His defense is not bad. I mean, his start turn defense about 800k against an extreme unit that's with guard. And when he supers, his defense goes up a lot. And he gets his damage reduction on attacks, not on super attacks. So he can build up his defense to being really, really decent. 1.1 million, guard, 30% damage reduction. Like, there's lots of raw defense that he has outside of, getting rainbow key spheres. With rainbow key spheres, his defense shoots up even more. But the big difference for him is going to be that level of offense. The rainbow key spheres can make it so that Gogeta goes from being a 12-13 million damage unit to being a 19-20 million damage unit with max links. It's very, very different how high he hits with those orbs. So the orbs are really quite important, and without them you just won't hit those levels of offense that I think people were kind of expecting from her. I think people were expecting 19 million to kind of be the base, especially when you look at how amazing Buhan is offensively. Look, I do think Gogeta can do more attacks, and I do feel like he's better defensively. I don't know, it's, for me, it's definitely how I feel. He is just better defensively. However, With that said, I do still think he's really good. I don't think he's bad in any way, shape, or form. I think he is very good. I think he's quite consistent. And I think ultimately he is still a great Super EZA. Could he have been better? Definitely. I think without a doubt he could have been a little bit better offensively, a bit more consistent offensively, doing more damage offensively. than he would have. But I think ultimately, aside from that, I still think he does a lot and brings a lot to the table. Like, I think he brings a lot of consistency. I think he brings some good defensive capabilities. He also obviously has that support component, with giving all allies 2 ki and attack of 40%, which I think is fairly good. And it's also his big consistency in terms of extreme enemies with those crits. Like, against extreme enemies, I think he's at the level people were expecting him to be. I think against super enemies, he is very, very different. That great chance of guarding, just that 30% down on that chance to guard, is a little bit less consistent. The reduction in his defense, and then obviously the removal of his guaranteed crit. Understandably, he does obviously still have a high chance of critting. He still has attacks effectively against all types. Like, he's still going to do damage. He's still going to be fine. It's just those small margin changes that I think, I don't want to say make him not good, but make him perform at a great level against super enemies, not an exceptional level against super enemies. And I think that's the difference for him comparative to, like what people were expecting. I just think that's really where it lies. Obviously, I would love them to have made him a little bit better, but I think he's amazing. I think he's still good. I really still like using him. He's still very consistent. I think he's still very reliable. And yeah, in general, I would say for me, he's still a really good high-level performer. Could it be better? Definitely. Is he one of the best super EZAs? Yep, still very much up there. 19 million damage, 12, 13, 14, 15 quite regularly. Guaranteed critting, multiple supers, and very solid defensively. I think he has been done well, just not done extraordinary. And I think that's okay. Not every unit has to be absolutely perfect, but obviously I think for most people they would have liked it to have him be just that little bit better. Still a great link set, very small link set, 1 link less, but still very good. Super Saiyan, Golden Warrior, Fierce Battle, Prepared for Battle, very solid. And then you have Fuse Fighter, Over in a Flash, all great links that are going to cover him on his teams. So his link set's great, he's very good, very consistent defensively, a little bit inconsistent offensively, but I don't think that's a huge travesty. Overall, really good. That's it for me. Bye.